Pussy! It's hotgirlsketchysite.com, Ultra Podcast sketchygirlsite.com.
Meet hot singles in your neck of the internet.
Hot nude celebs at gmail.com. I don't know what I'm saying. What do we even?
Whoa, we have a new layout.
Do we? I haven't even seen it. Hold on, I'm like posting. I'm still.
Whoa, I look so crisp and clean too. Heck.
What is
look
this? Oh wait,
Manuel looks like he's being Thanos snapped like usual, while me, I am clean and amazing.
What is this? Where is this? What is this?
New layout I was working on.
Yay! Thank you, JD.
Sorry, I'm just looking at it right now. I'm like, what is this? There's no knuckles. I have to digitally impose the knuckles later on. Actually, I'm fine leaving with the knuckles. That was a stupid idea. And Nyaru knows that, like, I regretted it instantly, but it's like one of those bad ideas where you kind of just feel like you've already invested into the idea.
It was funny as like an April Fool's thing, but then you kept going with it, and it wasn't funny no more.
I remember how many times we fight about the placement. That was the funny part.
Yes, because you were horrible at it.
I redid like the first 10 episodes that used it. I redid the thumbnails, no exaggeration, at least 5 times, and it was like the tiniest things. It's like making it 1 click smaller, moving it 1 click to the left. Okay, now it's too small.
No, it makes a difference though.
It does. I'm not gonna lie, but it was so annoying by the end. I was just like, and I think I told you, like, I was like, let's just get rid of the knuckles, but I'm like, we've already had 10 episodes with it. Oops. Sorry, I didn't open up everything. Oh, I have porn on my iPad again.
What the fuck?
Hot nude celebs. Actually, it's not hot nude celebs. I remember when I was I remember when I was young. I went to go visit this friend of mine, and I think I had worked that day. I worked at Subway, by the way. I was working that day, and I went to go visit a friend of mine. I think was having a barbecue that night, and me and this other friend. Yeah, I want a fucking barbecue. Somebody has like doing a barbecue outside right now. Smells great. But
I hate that when like your neighbors do a barbecue and then they have the nerve to not invite you.
Exactly.
I mean, I think at the point you can smell it, you at least have a quasi invite.
And I was like, So, anyways, we went over there, and like he was already him and my then girlfriend were already hanging out. And this story sounds weird. For the record, he's gay, so that doesn't really like go into the story. But they were acting really weird, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "What did we interrupt?" And it was almost felt like that. It's like, did we interrupt something? And then they were just like, "No, we're just gonna make the food right now." So okay. And me and the friend, we walk into like the living room that they were chilling in, and we turn on the TV, and they had been watching the Pamela Anderson sex tape, which, by the way, dates all the story immediately. But yeah, they were watching the Pamela Anderson sex tape. Like, you know, like, I guess they had rented it from like a local video store, and they were watching the sex tape there. Hi, Lois.
Wait, that was for rent?
Yeah, they had rented it. They had rented it at like the local. What? By the way, for those who don't know, if you didn't go to a Blockbuster, they had like the movies for mom and dads. You know, like you can go like behind the beaded curtains. And they rented it at some,
Yoshi, stop.
At some place. Yeah, and they were watching it. And then we all watched it.
Oh my god.
Then we all watched it together. Three guys and one girl. So that's not awkward.
3 guys, 1 girl. Wait, no. 3 guys, 2 girls, 1 videotape.
There you go.
Yoshi.
I know. Straight. Go yell at him. Don't go yell at him.
No. He's yelling at me, if anything.
Exactly. It was fun, actually. That story stuck with me, and I remember also. Speaking of Yoshi, speaking of like dogs, I'll never forget this. One of my friends was one of my friends, the friend who wasn't the one watching the tape with my then girlfriend, the one I showed up with. He was the one who actually ended up doing most of the food cooking, and so he was outside, you know, with the grill, flipping like these steaks or whatever, and he's cooking. And he puts his head in the air, like starts smelling. He's like, somewhere out here there's a dog taking a shit. I'll never forget that
Me.
either. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck? How does he? And two things. One, how does he know that so perfectly? Two, the fact that the way he
You
was
just
doing
know.
it, but the way he was doing it too was almost like, that's America, that's life. You know, this is nice. You know what I mean? Like it was a very good feeling to smell a dog taking a shit somewhere nearby. Anyways.
What the fuck?
This is Ultra Podcast Z episode 146 7. And this is the smell the dog shit challenge. I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't even know what you're
I'm
saying.
I'm Manuel, internet's favorite cryptid, leader of ADJ Connections, blah blah blah. And joining me as always is Nyaru.
Hi, I'm Nyaru. I'm eating pizza. I'm drinking water. I just came from Costco. Yeah, I'm existing. Yeah, hello everyone. Yes, we are talking about a porn star. Right, Manuel? We're gonna talk about porn today.
Anderson, I don't know if you would call her a porn star. I do remember back in the day. I've mentioned this story in past. I won't tell the whole story again, but I did mention that when I was in middle school, like 6th grade, even like it was like right in middle school. Our school was the first. Like our school had just got the internet. By the way, this dates me also as well. But I mean, mind you, we did get it late. We're a bad public school, but still, we had just gotten the internet at our school, and my English class, was the first class that got to use the internet.
Yoshi.
And it actually was my first time on the internet at all in my life. And I did mention that TLDR, to get to the chase, me and about 4 of the kids all got caught looking up porn. We weren't really looking up porn. Well, actually,
So
I
like,
guess
but
we
how
were.
did your school handle that though?
They just
Because
banned
this
us.
is like they just banned you. Like,
Yeah.
but what did they do for like the networking side? Did they like just block the site, or was that like not a thing?
No, I don't think it was a thing. That was the issue. I think because this was really early on, and I don't think that all these kind of like, you know, like I hear nowadays you can't even, if you use the school's Wi-Fi. I remember seeing a meme about this where somebody's like, you know, you're not supposed to use a VPN on school's Wi-Fi. It's like, fuck you, snitch, or whatever. That was like the meme. And apparently people use VPNs on school Wi-Fi because they block things. I haven't used school Wi-Fi in ages.
I didn't think about that. Actually. Oh my god.
Yeah, but
Dude,
back in the day,
if
that
I
wasn't
knew
a
about
thing.
if I knew about VPNs like in middle school, man, I would have gotten so much trouble.
Well, I do know that like McDonald's Wi-Fi blocks certain sites, and I don't know this because I've ever used
Wait,
McDonald's Wi-Fi
really?
either. Yes, I only know this because I have friends who would like go in there with me, and they're like, "Oh shit." By the way, I'll never like, I don't know if people just have bad data plans. I mentioned this for years, but I'll never understand the people who like as soon as they get to a place, they connect to the Wi-Fi.
I
First of
never
all,
understand that either.
that sounds sketchy as fuck for starters.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Manuel,
second, yes.
before we go too far down this road, should we introduce the podcast and what we're actually talking about?
Oh yeah, I didn't introduce Nyaru.
No.
Just real fast. I'll jump back to this stuff later. But the girl that got me banned was Pamela Anderson. I was looking up naked Pamela Anderson pictures. That was it.
Amazing.
And they were probably just stills from that movie. Actually, it's not even before that. It was probably just stills from Barbed Wire. That was one of the movies. Like it was a comic book based movie. I think comic book based.
Yes,
she showed it-
graphic novel, comic book.
Yeah,
Whatever
well, she was she played like a stripper, like turned hero. So anyway,
it's Casablanca, but with the gender flipped and Pamela Anderson playing the lead role as a stripper.
Titties.
Titty.
Speaking of titties, Nyaru.
What up? Oh, I thought I already did. Hi, I'm Nyaru. I'm eating a pizza right now. Yoshi's screaming at me. I have no idea why. I just came back from Costco. I went to go look at shoes because I want new shoes, but I couldn't find any. So I'm gonna go look later. I'm craving a soda too. Yoshi, I know. It's right when I said I'm craving a soda. He's like, I agree.
I agree. I want a soda.
And yeah, I'm just eating a big Whole Foods pizza, and I'm kind of on top of the world. Oh, and I'm redebuting on Monday, so you should come to that.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, I have a new outfit because it's gonna be 1 year since I've been a VTuber.
Did you really? Okay, to be fair, I don't think we celebrated the podcast anniversary last year because COVID and everything like that. So I think the date got away from us. But for those who don't know, next week is also UPZ's 4th fucking anniversary. That's the craziest part
Dude,
about
I've been
it.
around for the whole shit. I can't believe it. Thought I would drop y'all.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. No, I'm just
Kind of
kidding.
sad.
Well, it's nostalgic sad. We've mentioned this. Fun fact: I think we mentioned this when we realized it was 2 years, even. But we definitely mentioned it when we realized we were getting close on to 4. I've
Dude,
never committed to any one thing this long, so it's kind of that's an insanity alone. 4 more years, 4 more years. Hopefully, 4 more years. We'll see. I don't know about that. Fun fact: I always thought that we'd end this when we got to episode 100. We specifically made it like when we did our first podcast, which Nyaru hates me talking about, so she went to go take care of Yoshi, I assume. So I'm gonna like run away with this for a minute. Um, we kind of knew that was on the end around like 40 plus episodes, and I wanted
Okay,
it to
I'm
make
back.
it a point to end around episode 52. We actually did 54, but to end at episode 52, so we could fake that we had a year's worth of shows out there. But yeah. I always thought we ended at 100 TLDR, and here we are at 146. And we're actually way
7.
more
We're
than
gonna
that.
end at 200.
Yeah, we're way more than that actually, because we have a lot of half episodes, like 96.5, shit like that. So there's like a bunch of half episodes.
96.5 beat.
Is that an actual radio station?
Yes, in
That sounds like a
Secretariat.
local station. How do you know that one?
Because I think every like
Does
area
everyone
has
have a
96.5.
96.5 the beat?
Yes. Yes.
Those are of course other stations in your local area. Anyways, today amongst other things, I think we'll randomize a bit. But we want to talk about some challenges, internet challenge shit later on. Because I thought it would be a fun topic because I've done some. We've all done some. It seems like a nice, easy one to talk about. And there's a lot of ones that, even though Nyaru apparently is a boomer and doesn't know what the milk crate challenge is.
I don't know what that is. That sounds like some Zoomer TikTok bullshit. I don't pay attention to that shit.
So first of all, let's just jump into that one real fast. So for those that don't know what the milk crate challenge is, it's literally people stack up milk crates and then attempt to walk over them without breaking their necks. And
I thought it sounds like some bullshit like the ice cream challenge where you lick the ice cream, but instead you like twist the milk cap off and no, you twist the cap off and then you drink it and then you put it back. That's what it sounded like to me.
I need to tell the story because I'm going to forget it if I don't tell it now. So I'm sorry to interrupt my milk crate challenge explanation. When I used to work at Subway, we used to sell milk. I'm pretty sure they still do, but like we had just started selling milk when I was working there, like right before I left. They had just started selling milk because they had just added like the healthy kids meal options, and the milk came in these like white little things, like kind of like the way you get those yogurts. I don't know how to describe it. If you get those drinkable yogurts, they came in these white bottles, but they weren't clear. They were like solid white. I don't know if now they're clear. I hope to God they're clear now because of the story I'm about to tell you. So I used to always drink those when I would get cookies because I'm like a fucking 5-year-old. I like cookies and milk. So I would do that. And the owner at that Subway was really cool. He let me pretty much take whatever I'm not gonna lie, I was really poor too at the time. So I basically lived off Subway. He would let me take what I want as long as I'd ring it all up so it wouldn't come up as like theft or whatever. But I opened the milk and I downed a bunch of the milk like I always do. And that milk was the chunkiest, nastiest, rottenest milk ever. And I drank so much of it before I noticed.
Okay. Hope that's the end of it.
Ew.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And
I'm eating too.
I complained to the owner, and he's all like, "What do you want me to do? I was giving you that for free." And I'm like, "Good point."
I mean, yeah, it is a good point.
And I was always scared to drink and it was so weird. I'm like, what happened to this one milk? Did it fall onto the floor at the factory and they left it there for a day or two and then put it back with the rest, I guess? Because the rest of the milk in that shipment weren't like that. Just that one milk. It was like Russian roulette. I'm pretty sure somebody at the factory was having a good ass time hoping that one person, me, would find it. Yeah, that's the story. I'm not gonna tell anyone.
There's always like freaky, like milk is like very freaky if you think about it. Like all the components and everything, it had to be like perfect for milk. So something was probably off chemically in there, and it just like is like like a freaking nature accident, you know?
Yeah, milk itself is very gross. I love milk though, for the record. But when you really sit down and think about milk, it's like it's kind of weird. And by the way,
Kind of actually.
a lot of the people make fun of this of like how Western people like as in like how do I say this? Like drinking milk, adults drinking milk of like milk is not a very natural thing for humans to do. It's just that people like in the Western world have like developed this special like thing to be able to drink it.
It's
Like
called lactose tolerance.
Yeah, but lactose intolerance is like more the way humans are supposed to be. Mammals aren't meant to keep drinking milk once they mature. But anyways, milk crates. So the challenge is you get milk crates, you stack them up, and you try not to break your neck. Now the funny thing is, this is blowing up on TikTok. But the funnier part is, it's not Zoomers doing it. It's kind of like honestly, I don't know how else to put this, and I'll say it. I grew up in the ghetto, so whatever. It's more of a hood ghetto thing. As a matter of fact, most of the hashtags that come along with it are the Ghetto Olympics, the Hood Olympics. And mind you, don't get me wrong. I'm sure at some point you're gonna start getting more of the people like who are just reposting and who make. I'm sure if you go to a YouTube compilation, go to the comment section, and be like, shit you don't want to see. But most people posting it are the people like actually involved in it. So it's like you can use those terms. Anyways, so a lot of the setups they'll be in a park or they'll be outside of an apartment building, like like a complex type area. They'll have a setup, and a ton of people will try it. It's not even just like, oh, I'm gonna set this up because I'm gonna go do this real fast. I mean, like that's like the way some kids do it, but mostly it's like the apartment building empties out and they all watch while people like shorten their lifespan, and it's insane. And the funny thing is, even Pleiades mentioned this on Drink Talk Learn this past weekend. He's all like, "Where's Drink Talk Roll?" Actually, he's like, "Where's everyone getting the milk crates?" Actually, for some reason, everyone's commenting that, and I'm like, "Y'all never worked food, because even at Subway, we got a couple random milk crates because like people would just ship us things in milk crates sometimes, but very similarly." We would get Cokes, the bottle Cokes you would put in the thing and like Powerades.
I want Coke.
They would give us like Coke crates, like crate. I'm sure you've seen them. Like they're like big black plastic like things that they put the Coke in, and they're made to hold 48 Cokes. I think that's the actual number, and then they're made to be stackable, so you can put them in a pallet. And we would throw those away because they would send us those, and then they would never pick them up. I actually took some home because they were the right size, and I put CDs in them. And it was only until I got rid of my CD collection I got rid of those. But I'm like, yeah, it's like I don't think like this isn't like anything special. I'm pretty sure if I went outside of a fucking Albertsons or like a Safeway, they're gonna have milk crates in their trash, I just find that funny. I'm like, dude, it just goes to show how out of touch people are, like with certain jobs and lifestyles and everything like that. Anyway. But more importantly, people are hurting themselves doing this, and TikTok actually banned it. But
good. It should honestly, I think just the challenge, like challenges itself, especially ones that are very dangerous like this, they just need to be banned right away. Should be no debating over it.
No, we're gonna talk about we're gonna touch about a million challenges. I have like a list of them. But I will say this: I'm a monster. And I'm the kind of person who likes to look up compilations, people like fail compilations. There was like an episode like 20, 30 episodes ago where I was telling you guys about that people drinking the lit shots and they catch themselves on fire. And I think I even linked you the video and you watched it. Remember that, Nyaru, where people were just like fires going out of people were like starting fires.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
And I watch that for fun, just a lot, like how stupid people are. They probably burned down their house, and here I am laughing. But like shit like that, I'm not gonna lie, part of me like laughs at it. But even watching the milk crate challenge, I was kind of like, there's a few falls. I'm like, but there were some falls. I'm like, okay, that guy's probably like, he has a concussion. Is someone taking him to the hospital after this? But there's one where this guy climbs one. It's like 8 crates up, like more than 6 feet high. By the way, the crates I think are a foot tall. So he's like more than 6 feet high, about 8 feet high, and he's up there. and then he just falls onto his head. And I'm like, I don't know if that dude's bleeding, maybe because the camera's too far away, but someone should take him to a hospital. And there was one where some old guy, there's a surprising amount of old people in this. And there was one where some old guy was on it, and he was coming down the other side. By the way, no one ever really makes it, in case like you didn't get that. When it was coming down the other side, the whole thing collapses, and he like falls onto his back, and you hear like a crack. It was probably the milk crate, I know,
Ew.
but I'm like, that dude's back cannot be okay, and that dude's old. It's like, I'm like, is he alive? Is he in a wheelchair? Can somebody check on him? You know,
Yoshi,
it's like,
get down.
what is your dog doing?
He's on the table. Yoshi, get down. Come on. There you go.
But yeah, so the milk crate challenge, I'm not gonna lie, and I actually watched a ton of compilations earlier today in preparation for this, and I was like, I don't know if I find this as funny as
I've
I
been
kinda
watching
was
Karen
earlier.
videos.
Oh, so I was watching the Karen videos like literally right before we started, and there was one
I'm watching one right now.
There was one I watched where this I know JD loves that we just went on a nice deviation.
Yeah.
We're so on topic.
I'll give you a
JD's
minute.
just like, okay, so the one I watched, this lady was in a Starbucks, and there was a cop. First of all, it was a sheriff. I was kind of confused whether it was just a security guy, but then the camera panned back a little, and it was a sheriff. He was trying to get her to leave, and of course she's all like, "Oh, you don't know the Constitution, blah blah." You know, like she was just going all crazy. And then eventually more cops come and drag her out, and then she starts screaming when they're arresting her, and then she starts like literally calling on Jesus to strike them down. And you see the cops just look at each other like and just shake their head, and I'm like, "Oh my god, people are crazy. Put on a mask." Like just put on a mask. I don't know, man. Are yours about mask shit, or is it about something like less
This
annoying?
Karen was
Okay,
like,
that's your minute.
did
Ah,
you
fuck
know?
lunch. Go, Nyaru.
This
Go.
Karen said that spoons will stick to you if you get your COVID vaccine, and she's like at one of those like school PTA sort of things, and she's like, I hope you believe in God, or you could do some meditation to heal yourself, because that's the best way of going about it. Not getting that bullshit.
Oh my
Thank you, Moist
god.
Critical, for reporting on her.
I can't stand some. Oh, the human. Yes. I actually heard of that too. Earlier today, like, I actually, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, JD. I'm gonna this will be the last thing. I swear. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me thought I don't even know how to pronounce it correctly, which is probably for the best. Ivermectin, you know, the whole thing that's the horse dewormer. I thought that was being overreported because everyone apparently is using that to like cure COVID now.
Oh, I thought they were using the fish tank stuff.
Honestly, I don't even know. They're using chemicals. So I thought that was being overreported. I really did. I was all like, oh, okay, this is just people like, even me who like thinks that they're
sensational
stupid.
news,
Yeah,
etc.
Even me who thinks that these people are that stupid, are like, okay, they're not that stupid. But then a friend of mine, fun fact actually, he's actually someone related to UPZ. It's actually Gothic Prince Ken. You can go look at his profile if you're friends with him. He's an actual VK artist from back in the day. He made a post about like, hey, just get vaccinated, whatever, and trying to take horse dewormer. That's ridiculous. And in his comment section were real people who were saying that like no, it's only like people are blocking research. They should know. It's like, you know, it's like it works. It really does. And I'm like, oh my god, people are really taking this. Like this isn't a joke. Like, and there was in his comments, there were people who apparently really took it, and I was just like, I'm sorry, that just. I hope they're using dewormer, because I mentioned this on Drink Talk, whatever the fuck. I was all like, these people have fucking maggots in their brain. Maybe it'll fix that.
Okay, back on topic.
There it goes. Back to topic.
Anyways,
back to topic. Just honestly, if you're not gonna get vaccinated, that's my last thing. If you're not gonna get vaccinated, I'll judge that. But
Manuel.
Anyways.
Internet
challenges.
Your fan was snapping. Yeah, internet
go-
challenges. Do you remember the ice bucket challenge?
Okay, actually, I was gonna move on anyway, so thank you for that's actually the first one on my list. The ice bucket challenge. I don't know if you're actually reading the list, but it really was.
I wasn't, but that's just like, what do you think of challenges? That's what I think of. Like,
Wait
that's
a minute. Sorry, I'm reading the list board orders. Like, I nominate Manuel for the "Don't Be a Boomer for 5 minutes" challenge.
You're only now seeing that. That's been there for like 3 days.
Oh my god. Anyways. No, the ice bucket challenge was. First of all, for those who don't know what the ice bucket challenge was,
that was actually one of the few cute and like, you know, reasonable ones.
because it
Then
was
after
for,
that, yeah, because after that
cause.
it was for a cause. It was like for to you know, give someone the experience of like what it's like to have like ALS, like the muscle spasms.
Exactly. It's actually funny.
Mhm.
When I wrote the note, I actually have a note like I don't get how this does it, and then I didn't update it. But today, when I was watching a compilation of ice bucket challenges, someone mentioned it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
why.
that's why. That's why they'd have like the ice bucket. But like I said, it was like one of the few cute, actually reasonable ones. There were a couple of injuries because, you know, like putting ice cold water on your body, and that can cause like some issues
You
if
want to know
especially
what
if you're like in
bothered
a
me?
hot what.
That the ice to water ratio in most of those videos I felt was was never quite right. There were some that were good, but there were some where I'm like, okay, you're just wetting yourself. Like I mean, was that water really cold? I was like, I didn't see any ice in there. I'm down to the temperature. I want to see a thermometer. And my other favorite one were the people, because usually it's a 2-person job, by the way, was how like there's like for every video of somebody doing it correctly, there's about 5 where the person helping them just drops the water themselves on accident, which is the best. But go on, Yara.
But no, that's what I was gonna say. It's just like those are because like I feel like after the ice bucket challenge, it just started taking like a big slope down. Like it just went downhill from there when it came to challenges. Because then you got the bullshit ones, the ones that
You mentioned the ice cream challenge.
yeah, the
Now,
ice cream one. Only reason I mentioned that was because Bluebell is like famous in Texas. Like we have
hold up.
the original factory and everything. So it was such a huge deal for everyone because it was like kind of like disgracing Bluebell. Um and and then the funny thing too is the person who first did that was actually from Texas. And I think
Oh,
from the city I was in.
thank you for bringing him up. So, if you remember, he's the one who made it famous, and he even like
At a
cops even
fucking
came to his house.
at a fucking HEB of all things.
A cop showed up. Police showed up to his house. I think he even TikToked that, by the way. Police showed
Yeah,
up to his house because, for the record, that's a crime. I don't know if you guys know that. Like
it is a
literally,
crime.
well, first of all, I know it sounds obvious. Of course, it's a crime, but no, it's actually a huge crime. Like tampering with food like that, That's literally like when people were tampering with like the aspirin like ages ago. That's why it has like the tamper-proof seals on it. Like it's like a federal crime. So, anyways, police came to his house, and it was all this whole thing. And I remember there's all these articles where like, oh, he's gonna get charged. TikTok banned him or whatever. Did you know? Did you know? And I'm not gonna mention his name. I actually did find his name earlier, but I'm not gonna mention it, even though like he'd probably be giving us clout for mentioning him. But I'm not gonna mention it. Did you know he's a huge social media influencer because of that?
Never heard of him. He's not
He's
that big.
blown up afterwards. Well, then again, you'd only know this if you're a Zoomer. But so I don't really follow him. But every so often, I'm like, wait, is he something viral? And I'm like, who is that? And then somebody's like, oh yeah, that's the ice cream guy. There'll be someone in the comments who remembers it. It didn't hurt him. He's still on TikTok.
Which is a
And
shame. He should
yeah,
be
and he
banned.
blew up. And he totally like milked that for all it was worth.
No pun intended.
Well, like I said, oh no, but yeah, I didn't think about that. Blue
Fuck you, Manuel.
That was I didn't make the pun. GG said no pun intended. But
Well, you said it.
I did say milk it for all. I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I thought about doing it, but like, no, I'm not going to this time. But JD, had to
But
go
then you
for
did it.
Anyways, but no, he blew up because of it, and I find that stupid. Not only that, but I don't think anything came of it. In case you're wondering, I doubt he
Which
got
is
it in jail time.
disappointing.
Yeah, like and
I really
he
don't think he should be
found
allowed
it.
on social. Yeah, he should not be allowed on social media. I don't care how big he is. Like
Yeah.
this dude is public. Is technically public enemy number one in Texas. I'll be real with you.
Ugh. He's probably still in Texas. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of social meteors. What am I saying? I thought that was a very boomer thing. These social media people.
These
But,
social meteors.
but a lot of social media people like Texas because I guess they have either a low or a non-existent
Low
income
tax
tax.
rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, low tax rate here.
So a lot of people like to live there because
And
if you have, if you pay
you
your
can
income
actually get
tax.
away with a lot of stuff here too. That's
Yeah.
another shitty thing. Unless you if you pay the right people and you know the right people, you can get away with anything.
But what challenges are? Oh, do you remember the cinnamon challenge?
Oh god, that thing. See, that's what I'm saying. It just it just slopes down from like the ice bucket challenge. Cause like that was actually dangerous. Some people actually died from it.
Yes, here I am laughing about. The only reason I'm laughing about, by the way, I did the cinnamon challenge. I mentioned this on a past whatever stream we were talking about doing this show. Um, I don't have my YouTube channel anymore, and I'm positive it only existed on there ever. Because back in the days, I don't know if you can still do this on YouTube. I guess that's what you do when you go live. But back in the day, you could record a video onto YouTube like immediately.
Mhm.
With the webcam or whatever. And that's what we did. We just like flipped our computer the other way. We just like filmed it in my then kitchen, and because the computer was in the living room. Filmed it in my then kitchen and we just uploaded it right away. But me and my friend did the cinnamon challenge, and I assume you've never done it, right, Nyaru?
No, I've never done it. I got some people almost got me to do it, but I was like, this looks
Don't.
dangerous after because I
It's
looked at
very
it.
dangerous. It doesn't seem dangerous, but nobody ever tells you this. I have not seen a video because then again, I guess because people who do it, like this is before the days when you became famous for doing these things. These just like nobody really like interviews the guy who started the cinnamon challenge. But when you do it, first of all, like one of your first things you want to do is because cinnamon's very fine, like it's very thin. You're probably gonna accidentally breathe it in a little, and you're gonna want to
Mhm.
sneeze or cough. And by the way, the rest of the cinnamon that you didn't breathe in, that's now touched your wet mouth, has now turned into a sludge. Wet cinnamon, and you'll find out what I mean. Like, just get a. We don't waste cinnamon, but if you get a bottle of cinnamon and you just pour water in it, it kind of turns to like a goop. Well, you see it if you ever use it in a recipe. It turns to a goop. So that goop gets in your mouth, and then you're coughing and sneezing. You could choke on that and just like fucking you're gone. And I don't know this part, thank God, because I didn't choke on it. But apparently, it's hard for you to get someone to like cough that up, even through like the Heimlich or whatever, because it's a sludge and it kind of gets really sticky. So just don't do it for starters. But yeah, I did that, and it was really stupid. And it was a video on YouTube, and I think at some point, I think it was one of the first things that YouTube kind of banned. That wasn't why my channel got deleted. My channel got deleted because I uploaded a bunch of like Malice Miser music videos and shit like that. But but yeah, um, so yeah, don't do that one. That one's just stupid.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole challenge like culture started off very wholesome, but
Social
we all knew
medias.
it was gonna go downhill. And again, another instance of that happening.
Did you ever do the anything involving a spicy thing challenge?
I've ate spicy food. Like I've done spicy food challenges before, but I try to keep it at like a point, to where I know I won't kind of like suffer and I won't go over my, limits.
That's fun. The whole point of the challenge. Now, this one, I'll mildly admit, I don't want to say it's an okay challenge, but as long as you're not stupid, this is a challenge. At worst, you'll probably actually at worst things can happen. But most people, the worst you'll experience is like a really bad bathroom day the next day. Nah, challenge culture never started wholesome. Ice bucket was about 2 years after challenge culture started. Yeah, the ice bucket one.
Really?
The ice bucket one. Well, because I definitely, for the record, the cinnamon challenge had a long shelf life for some reason. Like people were
Because it's
still
cinnamon.
doing that. Yeah, I think people are still doing that now. I'm pretty sure if I YouTube it, it's probably still some kid discovered it yesterday. But the ice bucket one did do a couple years did come a couple years later, because when I did the cinnamon one, this is like 2008 or something. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I remember discovering the cinnamon challenge like in like mid 2010s.
So exactly, like it has a long shelf life. But like I said, YouTube did ban it briefly, but I assume they stopped caring. Maybe they stopped checking because it wasn't as viral. But these are the days before the term viral even existed. So what does anyone know?
In a social media context, it obviously existed in a medical context.
I spoke at Challenge 2014.
So
but
spicy challenges.
The spicy ones are fun, I think, to a degree.
Yeah.
I mentioned this before. That there's this specific sauce you could buy off of Amazon. Maybe stores sell it. I don't think they do though. And it's like the hottest sauce like in the world, and you're meant to eat it like in drops. And I tried that. And I mentioned this. I told the story in the past. I won't repeat the whole thing again. I ended up having to force myself to vomit it up because like my stomach was just burning. Like it just felt like it was on fire and nothing was happening. It wasn't like I was gonna like, oh, time to go to the bathroom. No, it's like I wanted that to happen to like, get it out of me. And then I'm like, okay. I think I need to vomit it out because my stomach's not liking this. I was like burning a hole in my. I'm pretty sure I shortened my lifespan by doing that. It's probably an ulcer slowly forming in my stomach right now. I laugh about it, but it's my health, so whatever the fuck. I'm stupid. But yeah.
Can I add in one?
What's the Chubby Bunny challenge? Anyways, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what that is.
You go. Oh, I'm gonna be quick. So now, if you could hold it.
No, go now. Go
yeah.
Yours.
Last night I saw someone do one like completely unprompted on stream. It was a VTuber I follow, Cherry Misu, and they and someone else on their podcast just did it. Like, hey, we have the spicy chip challenge, so why don't we both do it live? And it was just so painful to hear how they were going through all of that because they're not like a spicy connoisseur.
No, the spice, for the record, it's lost to the internet, so you can't watch it anymore. But there was a particular drink talk learn where Pleiades, it ended in disaster. I won't repeat what happened, but Pleiades like did some bullshit and people walked out. We'll just leave it at that. And to atone for it, to apologize for it, he did the spicy chip challenge on the next Drink Talk Learn. And I remember he wanted me to do it for something else. I think I owed it for like something I had done earlier on in the year. And I didn't do it for the record. Huh?
Still waiting for you to eat your hat.
Yeah, you guys would eat my hat still because I'm dumbass. But I ended up doing it like at a party, like I think for New Year's or around New Year's time. And that shit's spicy. And I know that sounds obvious. Duh, Manuel. But there's certain spicy, like I don't know, like there's a certain kind of hot that it like it's a slow burn and then it just stays there. But then there's this kind of spicy. The chip has it. That fucking sauce definitely had it. Where it's a slow burn, it grows, it stays there. Then when you think it's gone, it grows some more. And it's like, what the fuck? It's insane. Don't. I literally said everyone go do spicy ones. It's kind of funny, and now I'm changing my story. But maybe just don't push the limits. But Nyaru, you were gonna say one earlier.
Chubby Bunny, Amora mentioned it. So Chubby Bunny, for those that don't know what it is, you stick as many marshmallows as you can in your mouth. Like literally as you can, even if you're and the whole point is like because your cheeks expand. You look like a chubby bunny whenever you put them in. But people have like I've seen videos of like people attempting it, and then they just like it all like falls out of their mouth. It's it's nasty, but it's but that was actually kind of funny just because like I like seeing it all like fall out of their mouth at once.
The worst part. No, okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of funny because sometimes it looks like a clown car. Even though you see their cheeks, even though you see their cheeks puff, you know there's a lot in there. But when it actually comes out, it's like, how was that much in there? You know. By the way, what I love about Peeps is that depending on what they are, that's what the serving size is. I know that sounds weird, but like for example, if they're chicks, it'll say serving size 1 chick. If it's like a
Mm-hmm.
pumpkin for Halloween, it's like serving size, one pumpkin. And I just love that's really cute. And for Easter, Easter's my favorite one. It's like serving size, one bunny or whatever. It's like, yes, I will like, and that's the one that makes most sense because Chubby Bunny. It's like, I will eat 60 bunnies today. Today I choose violence. So yeah. I've actually wanted to try that one. But like that was only like 2-3 years ago. Or what? That was more than that. I guess it was like 4 years ago, because it was definitely 2 years or so before the pandemic. But by this point, I'm like, do I really need to be doing challenges anymore, Manuel? It's like I don't know, man. By the way, I'm really upset
Oh,
that in all my research or challenges, the Chubby Bunny one never came up.
are
That's
you
bullshit.
serious?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
did it.
you always popped up for one in chat right now. Buy more again. The Tide Pod challenge. I have a conspiracy theory about that challenge. Okay,
I
hear
think
me
we
out.
share the conspiracy theory. But you go. You could tell it. I think we have the same
I,
theory.
I don't think so. But hold on.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I
It's
think the
scaring me.
Tide Pod challenge was actually like a anti-marketing campaign again from like another like laundry detergent, like multiple laundry detergent brands. Okay, because like
Okay,
let's
that's
be
not where I
real.
thought you were going.
Okay, it's because like think about it. Like the little Tide Pod, it's pretty genius, but like I think everyone's like sane enough to like keep those away from children. Um,
Exactly.
so that's why I really really think it was like an anti-marketing campaign. And I say anti as I like a it's supposed to give them bad publicity, like to get them off the shelf. Because let's be real, like it's so convenient to have them. Just throw it in. That's it. It was genius. It's a genius thing. Not that it hasn't been around before, but they kind of mastered it and they were promoting it so much when they came out. And now, like, you don't hear about Tide Pods. Not really. Like, you don't see them advertising it, and you see them like hidden away. Like, people still buy them, but they're hidden.
Yeah. For the record, I remember there was a lot of news. I'm kind of working backwards. There's a lot of news when the Tide Pod challenge happened that they were like locking them up now. I I'm sure that some stores that didn't lock them before locked them up after. But that being said, my local Walmart always had them locked up. I don't know why. Like maybe they were just a high theft item. I don't know. That's usually what they lock up. But they were always locked up. Like detergent and like even baby formula were always locked up. But my conspiracy theory is a little less wacky than Yaro's, but that could be true. They might be tied together. But like and there's actually videos about this, like from like bigger YouTubers, like Danny Gonzalez, I think did one, or was it the other guy? I don't remember exactly. But someone did it. A lot of them did it, where like they kind of sort of proved that it wasn't a thing until people started reporting on it. That said, that you can definitely find videos of it. Um, I think it was a meme because remember there was the meme where it's like forbidden breakfast or whatever the fuck it was, and it's somebody
Mhm.
eating a Tide Pod like on a fucking piece of toast or some shit like that. That I can
Mhm.
kind of see, but like I don't think anyone was actually eating it until they were. There was a very famous video where somebody put it into his vape, like he put like a Tide Pod into it, like he emptied it obviously into his vape and then smoked it, and then the video just is him coughing for like minutes, and I think he actually like his lungs collapsed. Not even like
Oh
not to
my
laugh at it.
god.
Yeah, I think he was like on a fucking like I don't know if he's alive. He definitely was seriously injured from it. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. When I was a kid, you were taught not to drink laundry detergent, right?
Mm-mm.
I mean, like, it just seems like, is that even a challenge at that point? And it's funny because, like, people are like, there were always so many hospitalizations because drinking laundry detergent, but most of those were like children, like, young children who not snuck in, but like, mommy, I drank the liquids under the sink, kind of thing. Um, there's this really funny game. I think it's called like Baby Simulator or some shit like that, where you're the baby and you're like one player's the baby, one player's the mom, and like you're trying to stop the baby from doing shit. And if you're the baby, you try to drink all the bad shit, get yourself hurt. Just random, just popped in my head. I just imagine
Mhm.
myself go for the fucking liquids, drink everything under the sink, but don't do any of that. Someone's gonna clip that out of context. Like Ada J says, you should drink all the fucking detergent, but I don't know. I also hate that it's become such a talking point for boomers to point out, even though like so few people, relatively speaking, actually did it. Like it's always, and it was always used this is the generation that has to be told not to drink detergent. I'm gonna go drink. I'm gonna go eat my horse warmer or whatever the fuck, you know, shit like that. I always find it funny because, like, you know, it's like, come on, guys. Not that many people did it. It was stupid. Honestly, that vape guy, whoever the fuck he was like the stupidest guy. He was an old guy, like, you know, an older guy or whatever the fuck. Anyways, ADJ is not advised to do a type challenge. Okay, now. Anyways, let's move on to type challenge. I don't know if Nyaru's right. That would be really interesting if it was just like corporate espionage.
Yeah, I genuinely believe it is.
It's funny because I used to have a live-in ex-girlfriend who used to always, like, this sounds weird, like making her do the laundry, but no, she always did the laundry, and she would always use Tide Pods, and then we broke up and she moved out and whatever. Like I stopped using them and I just used like laundry detergent, and like, and now I remember when all the Tide Pod things happened, I was all like, I wonder if I should start using Tide Pods again. So my point to bringing this up is it almost did the opposite for me. I did it, but it almost did the exact opposite. Like brought them more to my like attention. And I was almost like, maybe those will wash my clothes well. So this is be washing out people's lungs. Oh, I can't believe I said that. Anyways, that was kind of bad taste considering somebody might have died. I have a bunch of things on this list. Challenges and orange challenges. Amongst one of them, I have the mannequin challenge. Do you even know what that is, Nyaru?
It's a challenge where you like stay still. Because I did this for school. I did it for my band class. Yeah, it's where you like stay still, and then someone like comes and like records like you, and like the whole room is like they're doing like silly poses. You have to stay still or whatever.
Okay, it's hilarious you say that because in my notes I even have like I don't think anyone did this but boomers, because whenever I saw it, it was always like celebrities or talk show hosts or like, you know, boomers. It's always boomers doing it, and I just find it funny that not only did you say you did it in school, but when I was actually googling some of these earlier, one of the compilations I saw was nothing but school ones, like people doing the mannequin challenge in school. Like I think one they pranked the principal or something like that. The principal came out and they all just like froze. Which, by the way, is amazing to me when you think about it. I don't know how your school was, but I don't think in my school when I went to high school or whatever, even any school, but like, could they convince more than 10 people to do something at the same time? There was no way that wasn't gonna happen. Like somebody would fuck it up just to be an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Remember the Harlem Shake?
Oh, I did that for a Bible thing.
What is with you? These are such boomer things to do. Like I did it for Bible, the other one I did for school.
Okay, but school and Bible class, like that's pretty boomer.
But yeah, this one I think was killed by boomers. But I actually liked Harlem Shake challenges. I remember a coworker of mine did one. But more at work, I should say, at Party City. But I wasn't involved with that one. God damn it, I wish I was, but I wasn't there the day they did it. But a lot of idols did it. Do you remember that, Nyaru?
I remember when AKB did it actually.
Yes, there was a lot of idols who did it, and that I liked. I was like, okay, this is a challenge I can live with. Which I don't know if you'd even call it a challenge. It's not on the challenge list, and I guess it is. But I'm like, if no one's getting hurt, is it a challenge? Says Manuel. Ah, yes, the Harlem Shake, the meme that got started by Filthy Frank that kill people that are the complete opposite to him. Yeah, I didn't know it was Filthy Frank until like I think what's that? Wavywebsurf did his video on it. And I was like, oh, it was a Filthy Frank thing. And actually, I have weird opinions on Filthy Frank. I mentioned this before. But yeah. So I just find that funny. It was a Filthy Frank thing, and then it just blew up the way it did. And then apparently, fun fact, apparently the guy who did the song didn't make a dime off of it because like he sampled other songs and didn't like clear the royalties correctly. So yeah, he did. Like no one came. Like Filthy Frank, no one really knows it was him who started it unless you like really do research. And the dude who made the song didn't make money off of it. So no one won except the idols who did it and the idol fans. But you know it was over once fucking news stations were doing it, cause like I remember like Fox News would like upload like the whole newsroom would do it. I'm like, okay, you're killing it now. It's like just go fucking put a minion in there too. Go fucking put a minion meme in there. Let's just call it a day. Live, laugh, love it. We're done. Hang it up. Anyways, the Momo challenge. Remember that? Is that even a challenge? That was the top hit when I typed in internet challenges, by the way, was the Momo challenge. Do you remember what that was, Nyaru? Nyaru walked away. Do you remember what that was, JD?
No. No, I can't say I do.
So the Momo challenge, for those who don't know, you can Google like Momo challenge. Actually, Google Momo challenge to see what it is. It was like this piece of art that some Japanese artist created. It was basically like this scary woman face thing that was like kind of on a bird-like-ish body. Excuse me. It looked very much like something out of a Junji Ito thing. It was actually, I don't know if anyone's familiar with like that model character. I don't know if she has a name. There's a character from like the series called like The Model, I think, where she has like all these sharp teeth and she's a very pointy face.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It looks very similar to her, except not. But yeah, and it was called Momo, and somebody found it, and it was like, oh, they started making up all these creepypastas about it, and making up all these stories about it, and it went viral. And it got to the point where, like, I think the artist, first of all, people were like, no, you guys realize that this is just a piece of art by someone in Japan. And the artist destroyed it. She destroyed the piece, apparently, because, like, she didn't like all the negativity that was floating around it. And, yeah, that was shit. And Nyaru, are you back? Nyaru left. I can't tell if Nyaru's talking. She's, like, moving.
Yeah.
And her mouth is moving. So that...
Yeah. Manuel, I looked it up. The model from Junji Ito's works. Her name is Fuchi.
Oh, she's the name. Hold on. Her mic broke. Oh, I don't know what happened to my mic. That's lovely.
Fuchi.
Hold on. Let's try to figure this out real fast. Give us 1 second. Nyaru, if you remember the Momo challenge, nod 3 times. She remembers it. Hold on, let's see what's happening. I'm sure it's me. You try plugging it and unplugging it and plugging it back in.
And then making sure Discord is set to take that as your microphone.
Yeah, because you're not lighting up. But then again, if your mic broke, that could just be it entirely. Also, my mic's way too close to my face.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Everything was set and it was fine.
Anyways, so yeah, the Momo challenge was like one of the cursed ones. I find it funny that was a top hit when I looked this up because I'd forgotten about that one. All I knew was that it made the news, like like a lot of them do, and that the artist destroyed the work. Fun fact: I thought that was a myth. I thought that was because a lot of those weird endings to these stories, like, oh, did you know the guy who created Angry Birds killed himself or whatever? He didn't, by the way. I thought that was to be a myth that she destroyed the artwork, but no, there's like an interview with her and she destroyed it. So yeah, it's gone. Rest in peace, Momo.
Rest in peace.
I actually didn't think it looked that creepy, for the record. There's definitely creepier
I
out there.
liked it. I thought it was cute.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, is that really what you think the creepiest like thing on the internet is? You have not like you have not clicked around enough. Fucking show me some fucking trypophobia. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it turned out I've been mispronouncing that word for years. But show me some trypophobia, what the fuck it is, and I'll fucking die on that. Let's see what else I have here. Do you remember the rotating corn challenge? That one's funny. I forgot about that one, so I found it on the wiki. So the rotating corn challenge, you would get like corn on the cob, but you would put it on a drill.
Oh, the drill. That's kind of like the corn drill challenge.
It could be the cornhole challenge. Maybe the wiki didn't want to say cornhole. But have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. People have lost teeth.
Thank you. No, whoever the fuck would do that and wouldn't think immediately I might lose a tooth to this is fucking stupid. And losing teeth is not an easy thing to deal with. Also, um, there's a ton of, if you look it up, there's actually a compilation of people who like just lose their front teeth, who are like, and the teeth fly off. They like surprise Pikachu, and it's all like, what did you think was gonna happen? That it was gonna be like, did they think it was gonna be like a cartoon, like Bugs Bunny? It's gonna be like, like, did they really think that?
I don't know.
Yo, if we're still talking about typewriter challenges, y'all remember the Charlie challenge? What is that?
What's that?
The Charlie challenge.
The only thing that reminds you, because it's like repeating some words, is like the Bloody
Mary.
Bloody Mary.
Oh,
when you
no, it's hilarious to say this because I saw so many, like, this came up a ton in my research for this, but I never heard of this, so I didn't know. So I didn't include it for the record. What is it?
Oh yeah, I looked it up. The Charlie Challenge is a modern incarnation of the Spanish paper and pencil game called Juego de la Lapicera, pencil game. Like a magic 8-ball, the game is played by teenagers using held or balanced pencils to produce answers to questions they ask. So it's like, yes, no. Like, you make a cross with 2 pencils.
Oh!
Yes, no.
A demonic teen game to overtake the internet.
That sounds like something that, like, I don't know, white people would do.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's hilarious to say that because I'm glad you said that, because my first reaction was all the pictures that were coming up on these articles are a bunch of white kids, and I'm like, yeah, the traditional Mexican, whatever
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Appropriation. But yeah, it's funny you say that because that's the first thing I saw. Hold on, I'm trying to look up how this works exactly. Juego de lapicera. Oh, I'm saying that's totally bad. Yeah, I guess this works like a really like this ain't Magic 8-Ball, but like a simple version of like a Ouija board where it just has the yes and no parts.
Oh, I was gonna go with one of those. What are they called? Where you like hold it in your hand and like pull it apart and whatever to get your pick. I can't remember what they're actually called.
How do they move the pencil though? There has to be some trick, or is it just gravity? Because clearly it's not Charlie, but it's. Charlie, are you there? Apparently, you call for Charlie when this happens. Bloody Mary. By the way, speaking of Bloody Mary, real fast. My brother used to scare me with Bloody Mary back in the day. I remember at one point, I think he held me like held me against my will, but like he like kind of like it was me, a mutual friend of ours. We're about the same age, just me and my brother, about 3 years between us. But me and my brother and a mutual friend of ours, like, I didn't want to do it, but they both kind of like peer pressured me into like locking ourselves in the bathroom and doing it. And we did the Bloody Mary thing. Well, my brother and the friend did. They like I forgot what they said to get Bloody Mary to appear. And then my brother turned the lights off. And I like fucking damn near shit myself. I was like 6 years old and I was like screaming my head off. That's my one Bloody Mary memory. Candyman also, and Candyman's a good topic because that just came out, I think, last weekend, the remake. But Candyman, the first one came out when I was a child as well, and that was a similar thing that we would do, even though that was a movie. But we would do the Candyman thing and expect a hook guy to come out and kill us. But yeah. Has anyone been killed by a mirror demon? Let us know. Leave a comment below.
If you were killed by a mirror demon. Or someone you know.
I was.
Or if you are a mirror demon.
I am the mirror demon. I have to look at myself.
My family loves to do the Bloody Mary challenge. Drinking as many Bloody Mary. It's funny you say that because one of the challenges I did not want to, which I was gonna I'll remember to include it, but I actually forgot until you said that, was when I was younger. I don't think anyone does this anymore, which you shouldn't, because I think people have died from this. Was drinking your age in shots when you turn 21.
Oh, I saw an episode on ER about that.
Yeah, this was a real thing that people were really
Tying
doing.
it back to an older episode.
Around the time I turned 21, by the way, Because I remember, like, actually it was a few years before I turned 21, and I remember my parents were warning me about it. And I can only assume it was in the news at the time, but they were all like, "Don't do it. Don't let them peer pressure you." And I think I've known friends who've done it, and it's just like, how? And now that and like, mind you, in my pre-drinking head, um, the magnitude of what that was didn't dawn on me. For those who don't drink, a shot is like something like this.
It's like, yeah, it's like a little thing. Like,
So 21 of these may not seem like an obscene amount, but
it also depends on the drink. Like straight out
yes,
vodka or something. It really, really depends on like the alcohol levels. Like if it's like, because there is a difference between 5% and 10%.
oh
It's a
yeah.
huge
I was gonna
difference.
say, if somebody lined up shots of like Mike's Hard Lemonade or like fucking sparkling sake, or even sake for that matter, 'cause sake is only like 15, it's like wine, but even wine, that might be doable. But to put in perspective, some of my friends who I party with at some cons, I won't name them, but I party with two friends particularly, and their personal limits, like they've told us, like, oh, if we're doing it within an hour, don't let me take more than 5 shots, more than 6 shots, like respectively. And to them, that's enough to get them like dead. I think my personal limit in shots would be probably about 8, and that's like a high limit. So just put in that perspective, if you're not a regular drinker, pretty big guy, I drink a lot. 8 shots would kind of be putting me out. So 21, I'm like, what?
Especially that, because like that's considered like your first time ever drinking
Yes,
too.
that's the
And
other thing.
yeah, that's the other thing too. And if your friends already got you to make your first drink of like, you know, the night, you're already probably like halfway hammered
Yeah.
or hammered already. And then they're like, okay, bro, it's time. We gotta give you 21 shots because you gotta be the new cool kid in town. And then they end up like, you know,
Pumping your
dead.
stomach out, yeah, exactly. It's like
Because
blood
you can
alcohol
actually die.
poisoning.
You could,
Yeah.
yeah, you can die.
To be fair, and I'm not saying do it because this will happen. Don't do it. Period. Full stop. But to be fair, I don't think anyone would ever make it 21. At some point, like I think even me, if I was doing it, even now, I'd probably make it to about 10, and I think I'd probably already be vomiting, or like passed out, and hopefully somebody rolled me to my side. But like, it just blows my mind. Unless somebody's being an asshole, like, hold on, bro, I got you, and put it in the other 11. I don't see how anyone could physically do that. There were some challenges that are harmless as fuck. There was the bottle flip challenge.
The bottle flip. Hold on, can I do my bottle flip challenge right now? Hold on. You're gonna hear the
my
thing.
God, you know what pisses me off?
Wait.
No, okay, for those who don't, basically you flip a bottle if it lands upright. Oh, look how cool I am. I'm not joking with you. At some point during the pandemic, and like I was drunk off my ass. That's the funniest part. I swear I did it though. I was drunk off my ass, and I was sitting on the floor, like being drunk in the pandemic, early pandemic. We're talking like last April or something. And I'm flipping my water bottle, which didn't have water in it anymore. And actually it was a Coke bottle. It was like a little 20-ounce Coke bottle, and I'm flipping it. And I flipped it twice, and I'm like, I'm not gonna keep going for this. Fuck it. So I was talking to my friend, like, messaging them, whatever. I was getting bored. My roommate passed out. And I'm like, fuck, it's so boring drinking like basically alone. I'm like, I probably should stop. And I threw my bottle like one last time, fucking landed, and nobody saw it but me. I was so pissed. Still mad about it to this day. Like, I took a picture of it, and of course, just a picture of a bottle sitting upright. So to anyone else, it's just like, oh yeah, you put a bottle down. Congratulations, Manuel. But it's like, to me, I'm like, you don't understand. This was the biggest moment of my life. Oh, you should be back though. I saw you blink out, Nyaru. That was so awkward. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you
back.
blinked out.
I don't know what
By the
happened.
way,
I don't know.
Did your Switch on again? I mean, I tell you this for days, but it's
Yeah.
Because you've been playing like Animal Crossing for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, because I keep it on, then I browse for a little bit, then I put it back for charge.
But you're still playing.
Yes, because I don't want to keep opening it up again. You know how long it takes to load Animal Crossing?
It does actually. That is true. But it's just so funny.
My point is valid. Anyways, moving on.
I just see it. I see it. Like I'm like Nyaru is still playing Animal Crossing. Apparently, she hasn't stopped for weeks. Okay, I guess.
It's just my style. You know, I keep VTube Studio on, and I looked at my hours on VTube Studio, and it said I had like over, like 4 or 5,000 hours, I think.
Oh my
Hold
god!
on, wait, how many? Hold on, how many hours do I have on VTube Studio? Let's look.
Over 9,000. I do remember I was in arcade.
Oh no, I only have 1,000. Okay, no, just kidding. I only have 1,000 hours. Wait, 1,079.3 hours.
Well, I still think that's a decent amount of hours. That's like 4, 10, 40. That's like 40 some odd. I already lost track of my math. That's like 50 real days, like full days.
Yeah, I keep it on.
I lost my math somewhere in that. I do remember I was in an arcade near me with a few. And we were just doing the bottle flip challenge because we were walking, waiting for usual caps to open up. I'm not gonna lie, the bottle flip challenge, like, that's a very fun one, similar to what you just said about the arcade. Like similar to me sitting on the floor when I was bored during the pandemic. It's a fun challenge to do when you're just passing time. But I swear to God, take my advice, set up a camera, and just then start doing it for fun. Have someone filming. Because I was so upset that nobody believes me. I don't know if you guys believe me. I was talking to Rachel, who's like been on past UPZs and on DTL and other shit like that. So Rachel was when I was talking to. She was the one I sent the picture to. She doesn't believe me. She's all like, "You just put that bottle up. You were just drunk. You don't know what you're talking about, Manuel." And I'm like, "I did it." She doesn't believe me. She's the only one who would. So yeah. Anyways, why would I lie?
Because you do lie.
No, similar to the bottle flip challenge. There's also like the one where you kick the lid off the bottle. Did you ever see that one?
To kick the lid off? No, I never seen that one, I think.
Basically, like, oh, shit, I don't have one here. You basically get like, any bottle with like a twisty lid, like a bottle of water or like a bottle of Coke or whatever, like the one I threw. You put it down, and I don't know if you loosen it a little. I feel like you have to loosen it a little. And the whole idea is you kick, and you kick so accurately and with the right amount of force that you don't knock the bottle over, but you unscrew the rest of the cap.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some videos of people doing it correctly, but my favorite are the fails where they either kick their friend filming or there's a very famous one where this dude has it on his bed, but he kicks his bedpost instead and like hurts his like foot really bad. And I'm like, you got hurt, and that's funny to Manuel. I think I remember seeing that in my initial chats. Plenty of ones with cars drifting just close enough to uncap. Yeah. There's a lot of variants on this. I think I saw somebody do it with a skateboard, by the way. Like somebody like skated their board like this and did the cap. I'm pretty sure that was edited. Yara, what are you doing? Are you like streaming?
No, my thing crashed.
Yara, you're a hot mess tonight.
I don't know what's going on. I think it's because I have all my Vive trackers like hooked up and charging. Yeah, I have or Vive trackers.
Oh, what is that? What is that?
They're like full body trackers.
Oh, what is this that's floating by though?
Oh,
has it always been there? Oh, it's gone now.
She only shows up like in the beginning. It's fine.
What was that? I've never seen that before. Sorry.
It's your mom.
It was my mom.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Oh. I have this one listed in the oh my god challenges. There's the skull breaker challenge. I'm not joking. This is what it's called, and I remember this one. Basically, I call this one "Your friend's an asshole. Don't hang out with them ever again" challenge. Basically, someone jumps, and their friend kicks their legs out from under them, and they fall, and they almost die all the time. This is a real challenge that people would do like on the internet. Can you believe this? I mentioned this to a friend of mine a couple days ago, and they're like, "That wasn't real." And I showed them the compilation. I'm like, "It was. People jump, and somebody kicks their legs out." And I'm like, "Are they trying to murder their friend?" Because that's not something normal people do to each other. Why is nobody saying anything?
I don't even know what you were talking about. I'll be real with you.
Yeah, I never heard of it. Though we are approaching like 7:10. If you want to start jumping to other things before and wrapping up.
We'll rapid fire the rest. Oh, real fast.
I don't know of any more. So
no, I have two that I wanted to mention because I feel like these weren't real challenges. Actually, one of them I think kind of was. There's the Kiki challenge. Remember that? The Kiki challenge?
no.
I actually didn't know it was called the Kiki challenge, so maybe you don't know it by that name. But basically, it's that one where somebody puts their car, like they turn their car on, but they don't like step on the gas or whatever. They just leave it like, what do you call that? When it's just like motioning. It's like, it, anyways, the car is moving and they get out the car and they start dancing.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you've seen it, Nyaru. I'm sure you've seen it. You really haven't. When they open the door, they set up.
That sounds like Zoomer shit. I'll be real with you.
Well, it's really stupid because there's a lot of funny compilations where like the car gets away from them, or the car starts turning because it's on a road or whatever, or they just fall off the car because they don't know how to. They don't realize the car's still moving. I mean, they realize it's moving, but they're not prepared to get out of a moving car. They don't know how. By the way, getting out of a moving car is not very easy. I've done it before. It's a long story, and I think I did fall when I did it. I was like, ah, shit. Anyways, I feel like that one, and apparently you did it to a Drake song, which is funny because I never heard it through Drake. Whenever I heard it, it was always other music. But yeah. By the way, how is Drake's albums a scam? You said.
Oh, I don't want to say the album itself is a scam, but like whoever is like the art who's like making his merch, and then the person that did the album art for like his album, I'm pretty sure he got scanned more than anything.
I mean, I hate to not to say that Drake's off the hook for that. That's fucked up. But that's actually very common. Very famously that there was a remake of the movie Old Boy. By the way, Old Boy is an amazing movie, one of the best movies of all time. The original South Korean version. Go watch that if you never have. It's fucking awesome. But they remade it in the US a few years back, and they actually had a pre-MCU. What the fuck's her name? Scarlet Witch. She's in that one. She's like the female lead in that one.
Oh, Elizabeth Olsen.
But, yeah. That movie sucks. But most famously, whoever the fuck directed it, I forget his name. Very famous director, Spike Lee. He screwed over the original artist guy and like didn't pay him, and then used the art anyway. And then when the guy called him out on it, Spike Lee himself was all like, "I don't know this guy. I don't owe him any money," and just talked all this bullshit. What are you saying, Yara? Oh, it's the Drake shares a. Oh God. Oh, I heard about this actually.
Yeah, it's literally like the okay. So like I watched this because I know about this because of Critical. Actually, he did a video on it this morning. Like the front part, okay, that's cute, little flower and everything, and then the back is like some Redbubble bullshit that you find on like some obscure artist's website trying to sell his obscure artist merch. And then what do you call it? The art that's used for the album is from Damien Hirst, which is what apparently like a money laundry. I think he's money laundering because there's no way his art is worth anything. I'll be real with you. His whole thing is like this is a money laundering scam. I had to.
Money laundering scams. There's a ton of it. I mentioned this before. Like, I name actually in my more wilder youth, as in a few years ago, I used to talk all this shit on UPC, like, oh, that's a money laundering scheme, which I still think they are, but I probably shouldn't have said half the shit I said. Oh, but yeah, fucking Drake. I've been watching a lot of Degrassi stuff lately, and by the way, Degrassi's for free on YouTube if you want to go watch all of Degrassi. And I'm like, oh yeah, Drake was in this before he was Drake. Anyway, other challenge I want to say real fast: Kiki challenge, Bird Box challenge. Bird Box challenge. I swear to God, that was never a real challenge. That was made up to market Bird Box. Bird Box.
Yes.
Remember that movie?
Yes.
Yes. TLDR is the one where they had to wear blindfolds because like the fucking spirits outside would get them if they went outside. And that movie sucked. It was basically The Happening, but a remake of The Happening, basically. And it was terrible. And it only really did. It was a Netflix movie. Only did well, I think, because of that marketing. I swear to God, no one I know naturally did the Bird Box challenge. It was the earlier version of the Vin Diesel memes. There's no way that Vin Diesel meme thing happened on its own. That was the boomer marketing. I think that's all I have on my list. What is it? Oh no, the last one, last one. Because I forgot. Oh shit, what's what the? Oh, never mind. It's not important. But the last one. I wanted to mention the eraser challenge. Do you know what that is, Nyaru?
What's that?
Okay, it's basically when you get an eraser and you rub it on your skin and you see how long you can last. That sounds stupid, right?
Wait, what? I didn't understand anything you just said.
You get an eraser, like a pencil eraser, an eraser.
Uh-huh.
You rub it on your skin, anywhere, but you rub it on your skin, and you see how long you can last. Like, and keep rubbing it.
I would actually prefer if I did that.
Why?
Some erasers are just very soft.
No. Okay. First of all, I read this on there's actually a wiki list. I can't fucking talk today. There's a wiki list on challenges. I didn't go through them all. Some of them were stupid, but I read this one and it like I fucking had flashbacks because I remembered second grade Manuel. It might have been first grade actually, but second grade Manuel. We'll say just for the sake of the story. Me and my friends were in a school bathroom, and we're all like, by the way, I forgot what the fuck we called it. I think we called it something nice and un-PC friendly that I'll say the word, but we call it like the sissy test. I'm not even making. It's not a bad word. I think it's just that nobody would say that today. But we called it a sissy test, and we did that. We fucking all sat in the bathroom and did it. And I don't want to like say that we were like fucking cool kids on campus, but oh shit, my mic's falling. Sorry, I saw my mic leaning like this and scared me. But somehow us doing it kind of prompted the rest of our class to do it, and somehow it spread to other classes, and it became like a minor school-wide phenomenon. And by the way, if you don't know what happens when you do this, which is why I was trying to bust Nyaru's like a little bubble there, it does not feel soft. It like rubs your skin off. And I used to have a scar for it, like well up until like my teenage years. And like we got in big trouble for it. Like one of the other, like the kid who actually was like, thank God it wasn't me. The kid who actually like really brought it to the school got suspended. And I think all of us got in big trouble. Like all our parents, I probably got suspended too if my parents didn't show up. But yeah, it was a huge thing. Nobody do that. Apparently, people still do this in schools. Surprised you've never heard. Have you heard of it, JD?
No.
Really? But yeah, I don't know if it's on the list, and apparently people still do it in some like in schools. And I googled it on its own to see if like I could find like a new video of it, and yes, it exists. Don't do it. Don't do any of the shit we did here, except for the fucking bottle challenge. Nyaru, what happened? Is Nyaru dead again? Yeah, everything died. Let's wrap it up. Come back, Nyaru. Let's come back for the last part.
Any other internet news you want to talk about?
Yeah, OnlyFans reverses 18+ content, which I love, because if you watched our last FAP episode, which by the way, FAP is off for September. If you watched our last FA podcast episode, we pretty much exclusively covered, at least the FAP part, we exclusively covered the fact that OnlyFans, that was some funny noise from Nyaru's mic. We covered the fact that OnlyFans was blocking adult content. So that entire episode is basically null and void now. And it hasn't been released because the fucking audio was fucked up. And I only managed to fix it now. Nyaru, you there? Nod 3 times.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, OnlyFans reverse decision is 18+ content on there. Get all your titties and your masturbation on OnlyFans. What else is there? Pokemon Go reverts its decision. April O'Neil and I saw that cause play. Time about they announced more characters for Napoleon, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. What else is there? Fuck you, Lance Barr. Lance Barr retires. He designed the NES and the SNES. Fuck you.
You mean the SNES?
Fuck you.
You mean the SNES manual, right?
He very famously said that the Super Famicom looked like I think he said it looked like a bread box, his exact words. What the fuck's a bread box? So it's because of him that the Super Nintendo looks so vastly different than the SNES looks in every other country in the world, including Europe. So yeah, I don't like that guy. He's also the one who decided the NES cartridge, the NES needed to be like a VCR. So I'm glad he's gone. Tony Hawk sold 100 skateboards with his blood. Huh? Anyways.
Yeah, they are painted with his blood. Like his blood was mixed in the paint.
Oh, wait, why though?
I know why. Why is that? I didn't think about that. Because I remember hearing about the story only because Lil Nas X got all upset, rightfully so, mind you, because he got all the uproar because he had the blood in his shoes or whatever. Well, he sold shoes that had blood in them. Um, and he was all like, "Why is nobody getting mad at Tony Hawk?" And I don't think that he was trying to keep people mad at Tony Hawk. More like, why was everyone only getting mad at me? It was clearly, because he's, you know, gay POC guy or whatever. But which probably rightfully so. Not rightfully so, but he's probably right in saying that that's what it was about. But yeah. Oops. Rip Ed Asner. He's a voice actor. Isn't he isn't he the grandpa from Up?
Yes.
Yes. The
He's
grandpa
also
from Up died.
J. Jonah Jameson in the '90s Spider-Man cartoon.
No, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up. No, I'm sad. I didn't know that. I thought it's not fucked up if it wasn't it, but damn, that sucks. I love that cartoon. I want to watch that cartoon again. I don't know why. In my head, it's just Spider-Man. I know it's Spider-Man, but the fucking X-Men themes that are playing in my head. What is the Spider-Man theme? Did it actually use the Spider-Man theme?
I don't it's like on electric guitars and stuff, and there's like a cool riff in the middle. Yeah. Spider-Man.
I mentioned before, but I'm boomer, so I remember when they showed the Phoenix Saga on Fox primetime. That's how big the X-Men cartoon was back in the day. That they showed the Phoenix like hour special on like fucking 8 p.m. on a weekend or some shit. Anyways, Nyaru, what's new with you? We didn't even say the top of the show. Let's wrap this up.
I'm not streaming that much this week because I'm prepping for a lot of debut stuff. But I will be having my re-debut on Monday, September 6th. So please be there. It'll be at 3 p.m. PT. And my art contest is also ending on Sunday as well. And on Sunday as well, I will be having Nyaru Fest, which is my first online idol convention, but idol festival hosted on Twitch using a raid relay method that we'll be implementing, and it's also we'll have a charity element to it as well. We'll be trying to gather up $1,000 for American Heart Association. So not only are you performing to show off your skills, you're also performing for a cause. The lineup will be released tomorrow, so please be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. And please enter my art contest. I only have 2 entries.
Oh my god, I hate when you do things like that and then nobody joins.
Yeah.
This is random, but we've been given the opportunity in the past to give away concert tickets. Usually I'm not gonna lie. Usually it's because the concert tickets aren't selling. Like, obviously, we've been given the opportunity to give away concert tickets, and there are so many times we run promotions and we promote the fuck out of it. We even have like Leslie help because Leslie has like fucking crazy Instagram reach, and we'll still only get like 5 entries for like 4 tickets, and I'm like, everyone's a winner. And I think one time, no joke, one time I felt bad for the extra. I think it was exactly only one person who didn't win because of the number. And I asked the people, can you just give them one more? And everyone won. My point is, enter her contest and enter all contests. You'll be surprised how few entries some contests get. Anyways, A to J stuff. What is coming up? Next week is UPC's anniversary. We still have some ideas of who's going to be on, what topics going to be. I think we'll just think fun. Like we'll just do like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have a fun little topic. It won't be a tier list, but it'll be something fun, and it won't be a retrospective. I don't want to do that per se because let's get old. But we'll see. We'll see. Keep an eye out for that. Tomorrow we're finishing Wild Arms on right here on Twitch. A to J Adventures, me, Warren, and Snacks. We're finishing Wild Arms, and even though JD swears we're not going to, we're literally at the end. We have like 4 like a boss rush, and then we're done. And I swear to God, if we can't beat the bosses, we're watching the ending on YouTube. We are not playing it again after tomorrow. That is it. Wild Arms is done. And then Friday, there was gonna be a drink talk roll. And if you were watching the last drink talk roll, you might remember that we said it was gonna be, but no, it's not gonna be. I will upload an edited version of last week's drink talk roll, which honestly is a lot more watchable because because Pleiades, this fucking character wasn't working for like the first hour, so like it was a lot of like back and forth, and I cut all the character shit. So it's literally just the intro, then we start playing. So watch that if you can. And this Saturday is Drink Talk Learn with myself, Molly, Pleiades, and
Weston.
what's his name? Yes, Weston. And I think someone else, but not Warren. And there'll only be 4 presentations. We're not going to do the refresh that I kept promising, mainly because my own life shit just. And not only that, but Jordan was involved with a lot of it. And if you know FAP's on hiatus, no FAP September, because Jordan has doing some other art project. So technically that was going to be delayed anyway. But so it'll all come in October. It'll all come in October. In October we'll do everything. Pussy. Nyaru, say pussy.
Pussy.
Is that like sexual harassment? Me just like Nyaru, say pussy.
No.
Anyway, is this creating a hostile work environment?
Yes.
You're like, yes, that it is. Anyways, that's that. Like I said, next week is the A to J anniversary is coming up, but next week is Ultra Podcast Z 4 fucking years, and it's crazy because this year is A to J's 7th anniversary. So UPZ has actually been around for more than half of A to J's life, and that part seems wild to me because in my head, I blame the pandemic, but in my head, UPZ still is a new thing. We treat it like that, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, it just blows my mind. So yeah, that's that. Shout out to Ed, Kenneth, Joshua, our current patrons. Support us on patreon.com/ADJConnections. Follow Nyaru at twitch.tv/NyaruChoose with 3 U's, not 2, because that's
Not
the one with
one.
not 1 either, but with 3 U's. And yeah, check out A to J _info on Twitter, and you'll see all the updates for UPZ next week. There will be something cool. I plan to have some guests that we haven't had on recently, because Nyaru's not going to be here, funny enough.
I'm gonna die after my debut, I told you.
That's fair, but it's just hilarious that you're missing the anniversary. So yeah. Tune in. Peace out. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. We read all the comments, and if you
we really do. He sends screenshots of some.
Exactly. I literally send everyone who's relevant sees every comment. So please leave a comment. I guarantee you, everyone will see it. If you feel like a comment's gonna get ignored, it will not. Thank you all for watching. Peace out. Good night. Thank you, Nyaru, for not canceling tonight like you did. Well, you had a good reason last week, but thank you, Nyaru, for not canceling an hour before. That's the running joke. Thank you, JD, for hosting in the dark. And that's it. Good night. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Love you all.
Thank you.
Good night.
Don't eat